In this lesson, we'll take a look at some different styles of service found in the restaurant world. We'll start by looking at service traditions. We'll be looking at 4 service traditions. They've been named after countries, but nowadays simply refer to how food is presented to the guest. Let's start with English or silver service. English, or silver service as it's also called, refers to a style where a server goes around to each guest and plates food from a serving dish. This is done using either a pair of tongs or a spoon and fork in one hand. Next is French service. French service originates in the royal courts of France, when all the courses were brought out at once and guests could help themselves to the feast. This provides a grand display of food, but is impractical because it is impossible for all the food to be enjoyed warm and at its peak. Next is Russian service. Russian service is similar to French service in that the dishes are placed on the table for guests to help themselves. It is different, however, in that the courses are brought out one after the other, not all at once. Finally, there is American or plated service. This is a style of service where the food is artfully set out on individual plates by the chef and then served to seated guests. As you might have guessed, this is the most common form of waiter service. Next, we'll be looking at different types of menus. Firstly, the à la carte menu. If the service style is à la carte, the individual dishes are listed on the menu along with their price, and the guest simply chooses which dishes they would like. After this comes table d'hôte, or the fixed price menu. Table d'hôte means host's table, and is a menu consisting of a limited number of dishes offered under each course. The meal is then charged for at a fixed price and as a whole, not according to dishes. Now let's look at the styles of service. Let's start with buffet service. Your establishment may also have buffet service, where all the dishes are displayed in a dedicated area away from the table for guests to help themselves. This is a great way for guests to see what is on display and dish up exactly what and how much they want. Next is banquet service. Banquet service is often delivered at functions where the establishment is receiving many guests. The menu is generally limited to a few options per course and delivered plated to the guest. Now let's look at bistro service. Bistro-style establishments often have a simpler, more casual style of service, without too much fuss, and serve hearty, honest dishes in a smaller setting. Now let's look at counter service. Restaurants with counter service often have an open kitchen, surrounded by a counter where the guests are seated. This provides a lovely interactive style of service where guests can see the preparation process. Finally, we have fine dining. Fine dining restaurants, as the name implies, are usually more upscale establishments, offering an elegant atmosphere and attentive service. The food is expected to be superb, combined with an excellent wine offering. The different service traditions, menu styles, and styles of service are combined in different ways. So to recap, can you remember the different service traditions? Grab your pen and write them down. Here's a clue though. They are named after countries. The service traditions that we looked at are silver or English service, French service, Russian service, and American service. And what about the 2 menu types we looked at? They were à la carte and table d'hôte. And finally, can you remember the service styles we looked at? They are buffet service, banquet service, bistro service, counter service, and fine dining.